Hey everyone, Derpy here, back with another Battle Pirates video, and this is my Hunt for the Chimera, level 130 Chimera's Nest, with my U0 Pegasus fleet done for instant repair. I do have a little bit of a different build than my last 130 video, but it's the same as the level 132 video that just came out. So I'm going to start by driving my fleet stacked, go forward, just engage one of the missile turrets, one of those Testudo missile turrets, kill that, and then now I have to deal with the ships. This target is designed to be, it's probably designed to be easier with mostly nested CICs, which is what I have anyway. I will show you my build at the very end. I'm just going to trigger the ships though and then move away from them as fast as I can, which means that even if they do get a couple shots off at me, I'm going to be moving, so it's going to be lower damage because these are an area of effect damage weapon. They do deal splash damage. If I'm moving, I'm going to be taking less damage from them. So I'm moving away. I end up getting away without any shots off from these first two ships, which is great. Next, I'm going to head in and start killing some of these lower range corrosive damage, these corrosive turrets. I believe they're called Tempest turrets. Anyway, you can outrange them easily as long as you don't charge in. You won't take any damage from them at all. So you can outrange those and kill those. Once you've killed those ones, you can head in and start killing some of the Testudo missile turrets. That's just a nice, easy, relaxing, do it slow, do it easy, because you don't want to get overwhelmed. If you have about more than two of them shooting at you at one time, you're going to start getting overwhelmed. Your primary missiles, your primary countermeasure system, which has a slightly longer range here, you can see the largest green anti-missile ring is my flagship, and those ones are a lot better because of the special and actual weapons on there than the four slightly shorter range ones on my 4 Pegasus in the backline. Anyway, I'm going through and I'm just killing some of these Testudo missile turrets, focus on them. You'll see that maybe 1 or 2 shots get in from them, but not a lot. And in fact, I'm shooting down almost all of them. And if they are targeting a ship in specific, I think they're targeting my flagship, which has a lot of high missile defense anyway, high missile survival. I'm triggering more ships here, and you see that these ones do get several shots off at me because I don't turn around quite fast enough. Even with the Sea Serpent's crew, that extra turn speed bonus isn't quite as good as it possibly could be. It could go a little bit faster, and you'll see that even though I did take some damage from those, my overall green bar on my ship in the bottom right or top left, both of those are pretty much completely green with maybe a little tiny sliver of red. I'm not even sure you can see it with how YouTube codes the uploads and everything. I'm just going through now, killing more of the Testudo missile turrets. If you can pivot a little bit and get your desolation cannons or desolation launchers, the corrosive weapon on the port and starboard side of your ship to go in, and you can rotate a little bit to have that deal some more damage, although you really don't need to. As I'm going through the target here, it starts to get a little bit more challenging here, and if you're enjoying the video, why don't you just press the like button, leave a like, that just helps me out. Anyway, I'm killing one of these Testudo missile turrets again, and then I can move forward till I engage that ship, until I trigger that ship, and then I'm going to turn around and run. Now, I have found that if I'm moving in a straight line, and I turn early enough, see at that time I turned too late, I took a couple corrosive shots, but it's not going to end up mattering. Even with 3 shots from one ship in quick succession, I still have high enough corrosive survival with all my nested CICs that I'm going to end up with a very low repair anyway, instant repair. These Viperfish are a little bit easier to deal with, even though they have higher evade, higher damage, higher speed, because they have a shorter range. You can see it stopping and starting, a little bit of stuttering going on. I'm not sure why that is happening, but it means that I can kite them and I can kill them without those ones shooting at me. I've never had one of those shoot at me. If you do split your fleet a little bit, which you will have to do in a little bit, make sure you keep all your Pegasus inside that ring, those red and green rings from the CIC effects. And these are 3 Turin CICs and 3 nested CICs and 1 Turin CIC, 3 of the corrosive one, 1 of the penetrative one. That allows me to have a higher range while still having a high enough speed to kite all the ships. I will show my video at the end. These are 100% U0 Pegasus ships when they are able to do this fairly easily. This was actually my first hit on this target using this particular build, so it doesn't require a huge amount of skill to actually end up doing. Just when you trigger the ships, you have to turn around, you have to run, and make sure that you're not getting shot at by the stonefish here. I'm trying to move away from the stonefish. Even though I had slightly closer to me, that other dagger tooth is going to catch up first. I want to be able to kill that one before the stonefish gets to me, before the stonefish starts firing, because when you focus the stonefish, you want to focus them and kill them and only have them have 1 volley off. So as soon as this dagger tooth is dead, I'm going to turn around, and my Pegasus flagship is, I believe, the one that's going to be tanking. And as soon as I get in range, I'm going to rotate a little bit to the left or right to have my special heavy weapon from my special built-in weapon from a Pegasus come in and kill some of that. So then I'm just going to head up towards the top of the target, avoid triggering any ships. I'm going to kill whatever turrets I can before I trigger ships, and just go through and kill these. Now you could use a wrecking crew or a wolfpack crew to deal a little bit more damage in this target, but I find that Sea Serpents helps with higher evade. That's one of the only ways to counter the penetrative damage from these stonefish, as well as turn speed helps out to kite some ships a little bit more. I will be showing my build at the very end, as I already said, but it is a little bit different. You'll see, you can even see right now my War Pegasus. I have some different countermeasures than Missile Defense System 3s on here. And I found that using the specific ones I have on here, I believe they're called multiform anti-missiles, or multiform missiles. Using those lets me shoot as a multi-shot, which means I can shoot 3 times at every single incoming missile projectile if I have a high enough projectile speed. Again, triggering this next group, I'm going to run around the outside of the island, and that's going to allow me to avoid most of the damage from that. You'll see those first 2 ships didn't even get a shot off, and the third one, the Viperfish, won't even either, because they're staying at max range and I'm kiting them. Again, as soon as it gets in range, maybe even slightly before it gets in range, you need to move your fleet forward so you don't take damage, and make sure you don't run out of room. You can go around back through the bend, through the channel you came in with, but you might take a shot or 2. And while you can take a couple, it's best to avoid as many as you possibly can. We're down to only a couple ships left in this target, but there are still some of these Testudo missile turrets. Luckily, there are none of the Fog Cutter missile turrets, which are the really hard ones, and those deal most of the damage to you in these particular targets. In this S set, I find the 132 is a lot harder than the level 130. You do have to complete both of them for the set bonus, and I do have a video of the 132 already on my channel doing a very similar method for instant repair. Looks like we're down to 1 turret, 1 building, and then 2 Viperfish left. Viperfish, again, are pretty easy to kite. Just note that when you do trigger this last group, there's going to be 2 of them coming at you, 1 from the bottom of the screen and 1 at the top. So you need to leave yourself enough room to maneuver. I like to head up kind of towards the middle, and then I have a choice. I can go to the left or bottom or even right. So I'm going to go back to the bottom, wait for it to catch me, and start moving just before it gets in my range so I can shoot at it and kill it without it hurting me whatsoever. Then I'm going to rotate back up as soon as it's dead. You probably want to even keep moving a little bit after it's dead just for some room for error. Back up and kill this last Testudo missile turret. And these ones are designed to kill individual ships and pick them off, but I find that they deal such low damage if you can countermeasure them all very specifically that you don't have to worry about it much at all. You'll find that the total damage I take is a little bit corrosive, a little bit penetrative. I will say if you drive perfectly, you will take 0 corrosive damage and will all be penetrative, but you can't always drive perfectly, and I sure didn't, but it was good enough. You'll see 0% corrosive taking because the damage percentage was so low it's rounding, as well as about 1%. Total repair time was that 6 minutes, 7 minutes. I can go to my base, remove just my flagship, have a 5-minute repair speed up on all 4 combined. I'm going to speed that up for free, load my flagship back up, and that's going to be a very low repair. You might even be able to get a couple of these targets done. It's not instant map repair, it's instant base repair, but U0 Pegasus fleet against the top targets with the build shown right here. U0 Pegasus fleet. I'll have a more detailed video on this build, so make sure you subscribe to my channel to find that. If you have any questions on anything, comment that below in the Facebook section, and that really helps me out. Anyone who comments on my Facebook post means that more people see it, which is great for helping people. So if you have any questions, let me know. Like the video if it helped you, and let your friends know if this video helped you by sharing it with them so they can see it too. I'm going to cut to an end screen now. There's 3 things on here: a picked for you video, my most recent upload, as well as a little subscribe button. So go ahead and click 1, 2, 3 of those. And as always, this is Derpy signing out, helping you be a better pirate.